In this video, I'm going to be going over 4 easy Claude Code automations that you can build in literally 5 to 10 minutes. And you can use them in cold outbound, you can use them in reply automation, you can use them while fulfilling for a client, for signing new clients, and so on and so forth. So these will essentially, make sure to remove any use of, an external VA or team member or even SDR, even appointment setters, or I don't know, like, you know, it can automate a lot of things that you won't have to spend more money from, and it will do it in, a tenth of the cost. So if you were hiring an appointment setter for, I don't know, $1,000 a month, this will do it. A $200 Claude Code subscription will essentially do this for you, and it'll consume less than, I don't know, like $5 out of the entire subscription amount, less than five, probably less than that, like $3, just to build all of these 4 automations and probably more. I'm gonna only go over 4 easy automations that you can like implement just today while watching this video. If you want, you can pause this video and just start implementing them. But yeah, essentially this will make your life easier in both signing new clients and fulfilling for clients. um, so yeah, let's get into that. So first thing I'd highly recommend you to build would be some kind of onboarding funnel automation, right? And this will essentially, what I have done for my agency. Essentially, I run an marketing cold, lead generation agency, and my onboarding funnel automation is completely built in Claude Code. So what's essentially like what happens is, there are a few steps when we actually talk to a new client, right, or new prospect. There's this aspect of cold email. So we first email the client, and if they don't respond, we follow up once or twice. So we do anywhere from 1 to 3 touch points with every prospect, right? And once they do a hand raiser, they seem like they're interested in the offer, or want to know more about it, or want to ask a question about it, or directly request a meeting, um, if you're lucky. So they will essentially be inserted into our CRM, and essentially, once they are booked into the calendar, they will be in our pipeline. So they will be enrolled into our pipeline. So what happens next is essentially something called a discovery call. What we do here is essentially understand like this prospect's business, understand their unit economics, their metrics, exactly how many clients they have, what's their revenue, what's their churn, what's their deal size, what's their customer lifetime value, all of these things. We try to understand whether this kind of lead generation, for example, we are selling cold email lead generation, right? So we have to make sure that our incentives are aligned, that ROI actually makes sense for what we are gonna offer as an investment for this lead generation channel. If they are, for example, selling a, I don't know, a $99 per month SaaS product, cold email will not be a good medium to actually get those customers, because these will be, B2C, and B2C is literally not something that cold email will be good at. Cold email and cold outbound is always, good for bigger deals and B2B, business to business deals. So you have to assess whether this is a good prospect to actually, work with. And once you do this discovery call, obviously you'll be recording this. That's the whole purpose. So you have a recording of this call, and you'll have this in some kind of software like Fathom, or maybe fireflies.ai, right? And once you have this, you will be able to essentially connect this software with its API to Claude Code. Once you do this, Claude Code will be able to access the summary, the talking points, literally every nuance that you had discussed with this prospect, and it will be able to essentially build a knowledge base around the prospect. I'm sorry for the spelling mistakes. It's been a long day. um, Knowledge base around the prospects, and this is necessary because you'll be able to reference this in the next call probably, or when you're pitching your services, you'll be able to reference these metrics so that you can essentially show them that, okay, whatever you're charging, they will be getting 10x, 20x, 30x, 50x ROI from this, right? So even if they sign, I don't know, like 1 to 2 clients a month, you'll be able to show them that, okay, this channel of lead generation makes sense for them, right? This makes sense for them economically, and obviously you'll have to be building some kind of trust and rapport on the call itself. So both the trust factor and the business metrics factor, financial factor, all of them will be tied into this knowledge base. So essentially what you want to do is have an onboarding funnel automation. So when you actually get to sign this client, let's say everything went well and client just signed the agreement and you have a new client now, right? So what you want to do is essentially use this knowledge base to for example, make the onboarding form for the client. This will be the form that you'll send to the client to get information from their business about, what's their goal, what types of verticals they are looking to get clients from, how many clients they're looking for, how many leads they're looking for, what will success look like, all those questions, and you can do a kickoff call. You can send an email for send email to schedule a kickoff call, and you can even have follow-ups. So follow-ups in case they don't respond, and uh, people often are get they just get busy and they just don't respond, and your job is to essentially follow up until they book a call, and you can go ahead and with the deal and all that. You can even automate certain things like, I don't know, send over the agreement, right? You can even automate that aspect, and this can be over email or Slack or whatever. You can send Slack invites. All of these steps can be automated by Claude Code. Once you sign somebody over as a client, you can just build automations around stuff that you don't need to actually sign off on. Or even if you don't want Claude to automatically send emails, it can just draft emails, and then you can go into your inbox in the UI and just press send if you're satisfied with it. So it just makes your life so much easier because you don't have to dig through the discovery call and build a knowledge base yourself. It'll Claude Code will do it for you. It'll draft emails for you. It'll draft onboarding forms for you. It will build your knowledge base. It will generate Slack invites, invite these people, draft emails, send over the agreement, all that, menial stuff for which you would need a VA in normal circumstances. Now all of this can be done with an AI model, right? So very useful. I have already implemented this in the form of a few Claude Code skills, and obviously you can do this with normal just like scripts, Python scripts, or you can just build Claude Code skills around this. You can also do this in Codex as well. Yeah, you can explore this. You can try to be model or provider independent if you want to be able to switch from Claude Code to Codex or Codex to Claude Code. But I prefer Claude Code so far, so I'm just building everything in Claude Code. But it's up to you. The second thing is essentially um, proposal build out. So essentially what I do is I have built an automation that scans my prospects knowledge base. Remember, this knowledge base was constructed from our discovery calls, right? So it'll scan my prospects knowledge base, obviously discovery calls and information from their website, maybe from their LinkedIn, all that, any source of information that we have on this company. and this person, we will try to keep it in the knowledge base in order to understand this company properly, right? We have to be armed with information as we go, and try to, convince this person to work with us, right? So once this person, once you have a successful, let's say, call, you can go ahead and build a proposal just automatically using a template that you built previously. So you can have a Claude Code skill that is, just for building a proposal. And anytime you get a client that's interested and wants you to send over a proposal or an agreement or whatever you call it, you want to call it, you can essentially make sure that it can scan your knowledge base, look over all of your discovery calls, any other things that you did, all of the company details, everything that the client wants, uh, you know, uh, when they're working with you, and just construct them into a beautiful proposal. And I think in the next video I can show you how I actually built the entire proposal for my company just in Claude Code. And I don't use any other tools like PandaDoc or DocuSign anymore because I built it all around my website and my brand. So it's like completely custom for me. I can show it to you in the next video, but subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, that's the second thing that this saves me so much time, because anytime I want to send over a proposal, I don't have to write anything manually in the proposal. I just have to edit a little bit of here and there, but the entire thing is built like completely automatically. So it's so easy to yeah. These two things alone save me, onboarding funnel automation and the proposal build out. These two things just together save me anywhere from like uh, 2 to 5 hours per week, you know. So very useful. Um, um, then, okay. The third thing is reply automation, right? And if you're running any kind of lead gen, you need to know that you want to be responding within like a threshold of, I don't know, like 5 minutes. If you wait for too long, the lead will go cold, and just, you might lose quite a bit of, your warm leads, and they'll just turn cold, and you'll have wasted your time and money because you could not convert that lead into a booked call. And the entire purpose of cold outbound is essentially to book calls on the calendar, right? It is to get leads, but leads have to be booked into calls then. So reply automation, what it does is essentially, it first of all, it um, attaches itself into a webhook, and this can be from your sequencer. So if you're using SmartLead or something like Instantly or Bison, Email Bison, all of them have an API webhook. These will, you'll have a Claude Code routine or Claude Code script or any kind of N8N automation, for example. You can have an N8N automation as well, or make.com. You'll have a webhook, it will attach itself to your webhook, and whenever a positive reply comes, you'll have some reply templates. So it will generate a draft reply, and it'll notify you in Slack. And what you'll do essentially is look at that Slack channel and then approve and send the reply. And this can all be done within like 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute to generate the reply, and 2 minutes, like the second minute, to send the reply, for you to review the reply and send the reply. And most of the time, if you have done your job right, which is capture your voice properly, the way you write, draft email replies in a way that looks human and not robotic or monotonous, or doesn't look like AI essentially. If you've done your job properly and it drafts good human readable emails and like informal kind of emails, then you'll have to just look at the email and you won't even need to edit it. You can just literally send over the reply within 1 minute, 60 seconds. So this is extremely useful. I use it all the time. I literally have a webhook set up in my Slack workspace, and I just handle all my replies that way. That's how I book like 5 to 10 sales calls per week. you know. So that's the third one. The fourth one, so the fourth thing is essentially, okay, what was the fourth thing? Let me check here. Oh, yes. So the fourth thing is essentially enrichment automations. So if you are doing any kind of cold outbound, you are doing lots of enrichment. So you're doing, for example, email enrichment, you're doing phone number enrichment in case you want to warm call a lead. For example, when a lead replies to you with interest, you want to be able to essentially, you know, call them up immediately so that you can capture their interest, and without replying via email, you can just book them on a call, essentially like immediately on the phone. Or you'll need some kind of, I don't know, LinkedIn profile enrichment, or company case study enrichment, or description enrichment, or job listing enrichment. These kinds of things, like industry enrichment, these kinds of things. So whenever you're running any kind of enrichment, you obviously do not want to run them one by one, or try to do them manually through a VA or somebody else for like thousands of rows. Like every week, if you're sending cold outbound at a normal volume, you will be sending it to, I don't know, thousands of people every week, and you do not want to enrich any of these things manually for any of these purposes. So what you want to do is essentially build skills around all of these. So for example, for email automation, email enrichment, you can use something like Find Email, or you can use any mail finder to enrich emails. You can use Find Email for phone number enrichment as well, or you can use something like Prospe or Lead Magic. Lead Magic is pretty popular for phone number enrichment. For LinkedIn profile enrichment, you can use an Apify actor. If you haven't heard of Apify, Apify is essentially this platform that has lots of scrapers. For example, if you see here, this is a Google Maps scraper. This is a TikTok scraper, Instagram scraper, Facebook ad scraper. So if I go into, for example, Apify store, you'll see, if I search for LinkedIn profile search scraper, you'll see that you can search for LinkedIn profile at a very cheap price, which is, like a $4 for 1,000 prospects for $4. So it's extremely cheap. So you can use any kind of Apify actor, and there's lots of actors. You don't have to do that same actor. Use that same actor, and you can use the link in my description to get like I think $5 credit for free. So just use a link in my description. The company case study, you can just use a something like scraper.tech, or no, I think it's scraper.do. And you can use, for description, you can also use an Apify actor. For job listing, you can also use an Apify actor, or you can use something like PhantomBuster. I think PhantomBuster is um, PhantomBuster is this. Again, this is an automation platform that actually provides solutions like essentially, okay, why did they? Yes. So extract extract leads from LinkedIn posts, connect and send follow-up messages, connect with profiles from a LinkedIn search, and so on and so forth. So essentially, industry can also be scraped from homepage of the website, company domain. So essentially, you want to build automations around all of these so that you can have all of these. You can run them all at a time, and you can essentially spend, like, I don't know, like $5 to get thousands of enriched rows of leads. at a time. And this is extremely cost effective and extremely cheap, and you can just run them at scale. So yeah, these are the 4 easy Claude Code automations that just make my life so much easier. I wanted to share it with you because yeah, thought I'd make a good video around it, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know if there's anything else that I did not cover. I'd happily cover it in a new video, like probably tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you want us to actually, if you want my agency to help you with all of this stuff and actually get you like anywhere from 5 to 50 leads a month on autopilot without you having to do anything else other than just closing clients, just book a call from the first link in the description, and I'd see you there. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.